It's supposed to be the consistency of peanut butter, but I've got it a little bit dry. This is recycled. We bought a rent house, and this was old panels. This was one panel on either side of the stove. And when we took it off, this was part of the backsplash. And I pieced this down the middle, and now I'm grouting over all of it. These were not cheap at one time. These were expensive tiles. This tile is not necessarily cheap. But anyway, I just thought it was beautiful. And I always knew I'd have a purpose for it. And now I have a purpose for it. So it's been sitting here for a long time. And now I'm grouting it and changing the grout color and making the whole thing match.
And you've got all these broken pieces here.
I did not do this part. This part and this part
that was already
were sides of a stove of an old house.
Countertop.
And when we redid the countertop, we laid the white tiles, 4x4s. And I said, save those. Those were expensive. Those are cool. Being an artist, I recognized how much work had gone into them, and I said, I'm going to do something with those one day. And now I'm going to do something with one of those one day. Because the flame works will shoot a flame. I have a steel plate that'll cover a lot of this, but I didn't want a table that would melt under my flame. So this is kind of tricky because that hangs off, but you just have to play with it. That's why I let it get a little bit thicker.
That's awesome. Really nice work. So
when you do a mosaic like this, you don't have to be perfect because the tiles are all...
Now when you say these were the whole sides, you had all the pieces, but you had them all broken apart when you started?
No,
or
this was a panel, and it was on Formica. They had tiled over Formica.
Yeah.
And when we lifted the Formica up, this tile came up as a whole piece. And I said, save that.
And you're like regrouting it now? Is that...
I am regrouting. What they had was a dirty, greasy yellow. And I wanted it all to match, so I'm just regrouting it. And instead of having a fine line in there, I want it more smooth.
Okay.